Unstable Podcast, y'all.
All right, what's up? Once again, we're on the Unstable Podcast, episode number 29. Mike Hill hanging out with you. Steve Wilson down there in the corner.
29 years old.
29 years old. Can you believe it?
We are too old for R. Kelly to date now.
Oh, wow. No, that was a long time ago. We was back on episode 15. We were too old for R. Kelly.
Man. Yeah, but leave that musical genius alone.
Yeah, he's a musical genius. Talking about a genius, comedic genius, Guy Torrey in the house.
It is what it is.
Looking like a cat burglar. You look like a cat burglar today.
Damn, you never know when you got, steal on somebody.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Anger. We're going to name this Anger. You're going to have your own show called Anger Management.
The Anger Corner.
Good gosh.
How you got the Angry Corner and you the goddamn middle?
Gosh, every week. God, you just need some ass, man.
No,
Seriously.
that's not a problem at all.
Really?
Ever. That's never a problem.
So you busting and you still acting like that?
I'm just acting like what? I'm just being myself.
There you go. Me, myself, and God.
Yeah, people will realize.
Can we all chip in for a prostitute?
No, I'm good. My sex
I
life
know a
is
couple
wonderful.
of good ones
I'm
from
good.
my past.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good. It's just like I
life.
said, I'm the oldest one in here, and the older you get, the more unfiltered you get. I've
All right,
always
you
been
thought
an
Mike
asshole.
Hill
I don't know if it's unfiltered.
No,
It's more
God's older than me.
I'm
God's
older
like
than
2
you.
years older than I am.
Yeah.
Hey, but speaking
49.
Speaking of age, we celebrating 45 though.
40. Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Oh no, not
No.
Donald Trump.
No,
Not that.
not that
No,
45.
the real 45. The 45 that really matters. Of course, that's the lovely,
One of the
talented
best looking 45s I've
Claudia
ever seen.
Jordan's in the house, and happy,
Hey, it's my
happy
birthday.
45. That's right.
Yes.
April
Happy
12th.
birthday.
It's my birthday. I'm
Yes.
45 now.
Happy birthday. What are you doing to celebrate?
I had there's a party at the Savoy.
Yes, by the time they see this,
That's
yeah.
And then I'm going to.
Hopefully nobody gets shot, but we'll
That's
be all right.
nice.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to Miami and I'm going to Nashville.
Claudia's here. Hey, but you know what? I got you. Of course, I'm going to look out for you. Got you a nice little gift.
Fucking asshole.
Got you some
God.
Depends right
know
here.
what,
Some
Mike?
big,
Adult
I know
diapers.
some adult diapers. Because you've already admitted on the show that you urinate
what?
in the bed sometimes.
But
Now that
those
you're
are
getting
not
older.
Those are not Depends. That's some other.
Those are the
fuck is
pull-ups.
this?
Those are the pull-ups. Well,
Underwear for women.
Wow.
underwear
Really?
for women. That's for you.
He's
Just for
really
you.
calling you
Let
an
me
old
just tell y'all.
Wow.
Let me tell you, motherfuckers, something. It's never even the gifts I give and what I receive. Like I be giving motherfuckers Tom Ford, like name
you
brand
name dropping?
stuff.
You
But
Steve
no,
Wilson?
that's name brand. That's
Yes.
name brand.
Certainty.
No, it's not.
Certainty.
No, it's
That's the
not.
top shit for old
No,
folks.
it's
He
not.
bought
No, it's
me-
not. Depends is the top shit. That's
He
the
couldn't-
dollar store shit.
He couldn't even get me Depends.
It's
like
the
a name
Walgreens
brand.
band. Walgreens. Well.
You really went into the store and you bought these.
Because maybe I got something else. Maybe I just happen to.
He got you some straight up. So you said your Kegels ain't shit. The Kegels are Kegels.
Oh shit! This son of a bitch.
He got me
He
certainty.
he made us look all
There you
bad
go.
and shit.
Yeah.
He really
There you-
did. Where's my gifts, niggas?
You know, sensitive ass
Okay.
nigga. He gonna make us look horrible.
Hold on,
Because
let me-
No, no, make me look
I
horrible.
think about things. I think about
Thank
people.
you,
I think
Mike.
about my people.
Well, listen, I'm coming to your party tonight, so that's.
Yeah.
Didn't you shit in someone's room or house before? Maybe you want to
I don't even know what you're talking about. I've
was in
never
your-
shit
was it
in
in your
nobody's
house?
house. Nope. You ain't got no
Hey,
proof.
I'm always full of shit, so I'll take it.
Take that. Take
I'm
that.
always
Thank
got
you
some
for the
shit in
card.
it.
Card.
Admitting your real age. What honesty. What courage. What integrity. Oh, shit. Mike. Well, thank you. I needed that. What a memory. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so
Big
welcome.
money grip.
Yeah, you know,
Hey.
we look out for people. We look out for my people.
Women
She
still
always looks out for
women
me.
still titting money.
I am.
Did you say titting
Yeah,
money?
yeah.
appreciate that.
There you go.
That's
We
very
got you,
nice.
baby
Still
girl. We got
titting
you,
money.
baby girl. Well,
That's
happy
Money
birthday.
and these.
There you go. Now you can put those to good use. I mean, like if you get some leakage or something like that, you get some really good dick and it's just leaking.
Wow.
First of all, it comes from a different area.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
right.
school y'all in biology.
Hold up, you
And-
take
Don't
it
say y'all.
anally?
It's him.
You take it anally?
Huh?
You take it anally
I'm
or
saying
something?
pee doesn't come out of your vagina. It comes out of your clit.
Oh, it does?
Oh my God.
I didn't know that. I thought it. Hold on a second. It does?
You haven't eaten enough to know the taste the difference.
Really, Mike?
No, I've never tasted urine. I've never, I've
Mike-
eaten enough of it, but I'm just saying I've never tasted it like
really
that.
don't know
Wow.
this?
I had no idea.
Concerned.
You didn't know?
Wow.
You never had a squirter before?
Yeah, I've had that happen before, but I didn't like look and see exactly
So
what
when it
crevice
ran
it
down your
comes out
neck,
of.
you didn't know?
What did you think the clit was for?
No,
For licking.
for stimulation.
So
First
yeah,
of
see,
all-
this is men. Y'all
No,
think
no,
y'all
let's
think a
be
woman's body
pre-
part is just for your
No, let's be
satisfaction.
honest.
It's that's where the pee comes
Claudia,
from.
Yeah.
let's be honest. There's no such thing as a clit. It's a myth, okay? Let's get that
Okay,
on the
well,
open.
well,
All
Oh,
right.
it's a,
Here
it's a
I am,
myth. I
kinda.
find it all the time. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
I'm
It's a
like,
myth.
I find unicorns all the time. Then
Women
I'm just saying,
and
I know what it is.
Yeah, so a lot of sex will not affect your lack of being able to hold your pee. Getting pregnant and having babies, actually having them, that's gonna make you lose a little control, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. And
Wow.
you don't have any babies, so
I don't.
you
Cardi
got
B's
control
got a
still.
baby though.
Yeah.
Cardi B's
Yeah.
about to have Cardi's winning right now, right?
Yeah.
She is.
I mean, SNL revealed the pregnancy. She was out there. Her album just dropped. What's it called? Something about privacy or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, privacy.
Yeah. And then she was on the Tonight Show, co-hosting the. I mean, everything is
She was,
happening.
she was on the Breakfast Club. I saw an interview on there, man, and she was saying how it's starting to not be fun now. It's starting to be work.
She getting
said
that level. She's a prisoner.
But what she said was it's starting to, when she first started doing music, it was just for fun. But now she's saying that it's the standard. She got to
yeah,
the pressure.
she's a commodity
and that's
now.
what happens now. I mean, when you get in this business, for those of you who want to get the entertainment business, when you start out high like that and you set the bar high, it becomes work, and you got to find a way to find that balance between work and having fun. Because now she's saying everybody's in her ear, like you got to follow up her next stuff with some bigger stuff, and it's like, and
It's
she
a
says
lot
it's
of
not be
pressure.
fun anymore, but it's a lot of work.
Like Ryan Coogler got a top Black Panther now.
But Ryan
That's a lot
Coogler
of
built
pressure.
up though. Ryan Coogler came from Fruitvale
Fruitvale
Station,
Station.
which was highly
Creed.
acclaimed, and
Right.
then Creed,
Right.
and then he got Black. I mean, so like
Right.
it's a build up.
Yeah,
what
his
you're
success
saying
has
is
been-
Cardi B
Came out
she
the
had,
gate.
but she had a lot of Instagram followers, so she was kind of
Yeah.
known underground.
She
in a
came out
sense.
the gate,
Right.
and then
as
she was
Black
on Love and
Panther.
Hip Hop, and then all of a sudden she just got this. It's almost like Tiffany Haddish right now. Tiffany
yeah.
Haddish has been doing this for a long period
Been
of time.
grinding for a long time.
Yeah.
But now she's got that big hit. Now, how do you follow that up? And actually, she's in that Tracy Morgan.
The last OG.
The last
last-
OG was
yeah.
Cedric Entertainer.
Very
my homie.
funny, very
Very
funny.
funny, yeah.
So, I mean, so would you rather have it that way? Would you rather have that high success right off the bat and try and follow it up, or try and grind, build, struggle, and then get that success?
It depends on how you're wired, Claudia. I mean, you speak on that.
I like the grind because I feel like the people that I've seen that had it overnight, a lot of them turn to assholes.
15
like,
minutes?
Look at the reality TV stars that the people that just get it overnight. A lot of them don't know how to
Snooki.
handle it,
Right.
and they look down on people and they're very disrespectful because they didn't have those days where they're on the Greyhound bus, going to a city and auditioning and getting the door slammed in their face, or they didn't have
Drug dealer promoters.
that
Yes.
that they didn't have that time where you would constantly humbled. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I remember going to driving hours to go to a booking or an audition just to the answer is
modeling?
no.
For modeling?
And I remember getting in car accidents and just all kind of
I did
stuff that
18
made me.
hours on a Greyhound. 18 hours.
So when you get something good, you think about, damn, it's all paying off, all those those struggle days, and I think it makes you a better celebrity, a better person when you get it over the long run.
Because you're able to handle it, and you're able to appreciate where
Yep.
you've been.
Yeah.
And,
Flaming
and the
hot for
struggle.
2 years or lukewarm for 30. So lukewarm for 30, y'all.
I mean, you look at Floyd Mayweather, who basically was pretty boy Floyd at first, and then when he's was undefeated and wasn't really getting the recognition, and then he switched to Money Mayweather because he used to show up to the press conferences with all the jewelry on
Right,
and everything,
right.
and then he went to Money Mayweather, and then that's when it's like boom, his career went to a whole nother level because look, this is who I am. I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers out there.
That's when
I need to
Claudia
get- I
started
need to
hanging
get paid
around him,
for
and,
it.
and
He can back up.
he started getting people like Claudia to be able to hang around him and things
and
like
now,
that.
and now he's got people threatening his life.
Or shooting.
Atlanta,
well,
yeah.
we don't know if they were actually shooting at him though. We know shooting at his
mean,
entourage. I know one of
yeah.
his bodyguards got shot in the leg.
Right.
But
They said his entourage was targeted, and if he's the dude that's the top dude, who you think they going
I mean,
after?
but it could be anybody. He travels with about 60 people.
He travels with a lot of people at all times,
As he should.
and it's always a
Yeah.
scene. It's always an event. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's think about how much of a target he is. He
Right.
always has jewelry
Right.
and money on him at all times.
I've seen him pull up in 6 limos, not even a joke.
I just saw him a week ago actually, at the Martin Lawrence Lit as Fuck tour, and he had a bag with him. And so people know, what's in that bag. So
Right.
the smart thing that he's doing is he's taking all the money team, the TMT, off of all his vehicles.
Has he
Because
started doing that?
He's going to do it now.
Okay,
because the
he
thing
should.
about it
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
I know where he lives, and I'm not going to tell on air where he lives because I don't want him to be a target. But
Right.
that's how I know he's home because I see, all the cars and all the stuff with the whole logo on it. So okay, he's in town. So I think it's smart for him to be just to be discreet. You got some thirsty ass.
And he's in an area
Some
with a lot of
horrible
people.
people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's smart for him to just be discreet and move underground. Because I mean, Floyd is one of the nicest cats I met. I ain't gonna lie. But when he turns it on, he turns it on. But look what it got him. It got him the highest paid athlete
But-
that's been in the last 6 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
He's always secure because he's got a lot of people around him. He's got a
Right.
lot of security. Now, I'm not saying that he's not a target. But I
Right.
think sometimes celebrities got to be careful about what they put on social media.
Absolutely.
I saw the other day, I was about to call you because I saw you the other day, and I love where you live, and I love where we live. But your show, I like this is this, and this and that, and
Gotta
that,
be
and that.
careful.
And you got to be careful because you got people that are going to stalk you. You got people that are looking out and trying. We already went through something with the guy that want to.
Let us never speak of this.
Well, okay.
Oh my God.
But
He's still commenting on you.
And you all call me crazy when I got into it. Like I saw crazy right away.
But what I'm saying is there are a lot of crazies out there like that, and when they see you in certain neighborhoods, guess what? They'll just show up because they know you live there, and they'll just sit around on a park bench just waiting for you to come by or whatever.
Let me tell you something. I just did a comedy show last weekend, the Quiet Comedy Show, where a dude drove however long it is from Portland down to propose to the comic Esther Koo. That's crazy.
Did he know her?
No, he's just a fan, and he drove from Portland. So she almost started crying, like, yo, he's here. We like, who?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's bad. He drove from Portland to propose to her.
The blessing and the curse with Claudia is the blessing and the curse with Claudia is that person that has that status.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's a down bitch that will go.
Yeah, you know what her birthday party is. She's a nigga.
So the thing about it is, and sometimes that can be
Inglewood.
My barber was like Savoy.
But see, that's the blessing. That's Claudia.
I like being with the people, though. I really do.
I know, but Claudia is just as tripolar as I am. God damn it!
But then I will take my bougie ass over to stations
you
where
have-
none of them can go.
Right.
And
This is what I like about you, though, is that you are able to kick it with Flavor Flav. But if you needed to talk to Barack Obama, you'd be able to talk to him as well. It's good to be diverse.
No, let's go one under. She's able to talk to Barack Obama, but also get hit on by a white homeless guy.
Oh yeah.
And be friendly to the white homeless guy too. Give him money.
Me
Get
being
kissed on
friendly
the
though,
hand.
it has definitely. Why are my headphones on like shit?
You know, they're all like that.
Sounds so hollow.
Yeah, it's hollow.
But that happens when you turn 45. You
Man.
hear something like this.
Right.
So
Your ears
now,
start going.
I fall asleep with my glasses on every day because I always play Tetris. Like every night I play Tetris. It's like
That's old lady
and
shit.
Words with Friends.
Are you knitting
That's my
yet?
shit. No. So when you fall asleep with your glasses on, you wake up like you just keep getting used to it. So then your eyes are just getting progressively worse.
Right.
So now
I heard
like,
Fantasia beat you in Word with Friends.
Oh, wow.
yeah, almost.
Damn.
It was a close game.
Damn, you need to just quit if
She
Fantasia.
spelled license wrong.
Hey, one of my favorite jokes is what you said about Fantasia chasing you through the airport.
Oh, it wasn't her favorite joke. I've
Did
been
she-
an asshole for a long goddamn time. People think it's just happening, and I was wondering because I was like, man, when did I get so? Why did I go in like that? But then I looked at my first ever Def Comedy Jam in 1994, and I did an SWV joke. I'm like, I've always been an asshole.
And you
Oh,
come
made
at
fun of him?
Huh?
You made fun
I
of him?
did. But they got makeover after that. They went and got.
I did too in the Foxhole one time, and then I became cool with them, and I found out like that it was really bothering them. And then this has
Same
happened
here.
to me so many times from the Foxhole. For some reason, I don't get away with the shit like the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
comedians will.
Right.
Like when I say they think I'm just being a mean bitch, when like Johnny Mac or Jamie Foxx says it, it's like, oh, they're just comedians, leave them alone.
That's the curse of being attractive and the curse
Being a
you
woman.
just got to deal with that. Fuck it.
But because you have
deal
that
with it.
label, because you have that title of being a comedian, you can say certain things that Claudia couldn't have. If she
We got a
all of a
license.
sudden, if she labeled herself as a comedian, went out. And
She
I know
is a comedian,
I know she
though.
is, but I'm saying that she,
Not
as a
professional.
comic or as a comedian, went out on the road, did a lot of stand up or whatever, she'd be able to get away with a lot of
She's an
different
amateur
stuff.
comedian.
But because she,
I'm gonna do another open mic one of these
There
days.
you go.
you should. But you
Finish your point.
But you said some things, man, that people have gotten pissed off about.
Absolutely.
Right? Just I mean,
Jason Kidd
as a
still hates
celebrity,
me to
and
this day.
you've had celebrities come after you.
Absolutely.
Now you're a celebrity. Have you ever had a comedian on stage that you heard about saying anything negative about you or saying something that kind of
Yeah,
rubbed you
she
the wrong
Oh
called
my
me.
God. One time I was on the Tom Joyner cruise and my girl Kim Whitley, okay? So I'm with my crazy ex-boyfriend who already is like has all
I
kinds
remember that year.
Oh my
Side
God,
tooth?
he had side tooth.
Oh.
He already has so many
Side
insecurities.
tooth.
We're on the boat, like mad people showing me love, like, how you been? So he's getting mad with every guy that knows me. Like I'm like, I didn't fuck all these guys. Like the cruise is like a community. Like I'll see you next year. It's kind of like a reunion every year. Like
Right.
relax, dude. So we walk into the show and Kim was like, my girl Claudia Jordan, some hoeing or something like that. I was like, no, not right now. Like any other time I could be like, okay, I can roll with the punches, but it was like and then I had to deal with him. We got into a huge fight.
Oh,
And he's like,
God.
even your friends think this, and I'm like,
Wow.
dude,
Wow.
it's not the case. And we didn't speak for like a day on the boat. When you're with someone, you can't speak.
Oh. On
that
the
shit
boat.
sucks.
I brought somebody one time. I'll never do that shit
I
again. She was
remember.
mad because me and Claudia were friends, and she had a problem with that, right? But then, and Claudia, and me, we weren't even flirting or playing around or
No.
nothing because we fam, right? This other chick who was a wooga mugga was playing with me, like was telling her, hey, I'm gonna take your man, and she's like, oh, go ahead. I'm like, okay, you had a problem with Claudia, me just knowing Claudia. But you ain't got a problem with this wooga mugga trying to take me up to her fucking
wooga.
cabin.
Mugga.
Because she's not threatened by
Exactly.
the wooga
And
mugger. She's
that's what I
threatened
was
by
like,
Claudia. That's why.
Listen, ladies out there, if you have a man, if you have a husband, you have a boyfriend, I'm not trying to take your man. I have never lined up to be or volunteered to be someone's secondary or third. I am way too arrogant for that, and I just would never do that. Like I will fuck the shit up. Fuck some guy up if he tries that.
I was going
to
I slapped a guy one time when I found out that he had someone. I slapped the shit out of him. I mean, I was like,
he deserved that.
Like, you made me into an involuntary. What?
Your head is covering up the camera.
Oh,
And that's my good side too.
hold on.
We're doing
Involuntary side chick, and I was so angry about that. So like, girls that see me and they feel some kind of way. I'm cool with their
involuntary side chick. That's
They
hilarious.
did. Like, put that word right here.
Involuntary.
I am not an involuntary side chick. It's never gonna happen. So you don't have to worry about me. Like when I meet a guy's girlfriend, I go out of my way to be extra nice to the woman. Especially if I go to someone's house, you're supposed to respect the woman of the house and just show her respect. You know, hey, how you doing?
Right,
Introduce yourself.
Yep.
You don't go in someone's house, and there's just rules. And I don't do that. So all you bitches out here who think that I want your man, I don't want your fucking man. I'm straight.
She got him, man.
It sounds like
I'm
something
good.
just happened recently.
Yeah,
To be
I'm
honest.
gonna check Instagram right now. So some shit
it's
done
just
went
been a-
down.
Sound fresh
It's
as
just-
shit.
It's just been a recurring theme in my life, and I'm sick of like
You're
y'all
over
trying
it.
to make me into this person I'm not. Like
You're
after
over
a while, I'm 45 years old. Okay, so I'm gonna stop being like guy. I'm stop being mean as fuck. So
Wait a minute, we don't need two of y'all niggas. No, please.
and after saying I'm not mean, I'm just unfiltered. I'm just sick of it. Like I feel like I play by the rules my entire life. I've never been that side chick. I keep on the
That's your problem right there.
straight and narrow
Never play
path.
by the rules. You can't play by the rules.
And you've
it's
been
like-
faithful to the guys that you've been with.
I'm faithful. Like I'm a serial monogamous. Like I get with someone and I focus just on them. I don't play the game. I don't
and
do
you
it.
fall
You know
in
this.
love. Yes.
Yeah, you do fall hard,
Fall hard.
I do.
It's funny how Steve is the youngest one amongst the four, but he dressed the oldest.
Don't he?
Oh, wow. But he got the Batman thing on, right?
You know the dig, bam.
Batman.
So that's
And you know it's crazy because we was talking about like being on the stage and having those moments on the stage or whatever. Like Steve, I went to see Steve perform the other night at the Laugh Factory, right? And your girl's in the audience and you're on stage talking about fucking other women. I know it's a joke.
Right.
I know it's a joke, but have you ever been, or you a guy, have ever been in a situation where you were telling a joke about
Yes.
and the woman got upset about that?
And y'all know her too. I ain't gonna say her name, but remember we used to date for a second, and she take everything and blow it out of proportion.
Oh.
Stop, Steve.
Like no joke, we would be downtown feeding the homeless. And you know, it's like maybe 12 people, and you got to get close together to take the picture. If I put my arm on another girl and smile, I get home. Who's that bitch? I'm like, I'm working for the Lord.
That
For the
is
Lord.
nonsense. I mean nonsense.
Stop it,
Oh wow. So you
Steve
guys.
did say you showed your dick to somebody once before, Steve, though, in front of it. I mean, that's
That is
Steve's
total-
like borderline
that is-
sex offender.
That
Like,
is
he really is.
total, utter nonsense.
Let me first of all, I'm gonna.
hey,
I did
go.
not show my dick to somebody.
You did show your dick to somebody
Let
else.
me
while
explain to you what happened. So I'm in New York shopping, right?
You've had several show your dick stories. I just want to point that out, right,
Yes,
Jerome?
he has.
They
Yes.
have, the other ones were by mistake. This person, well, anyway.
So I never heard of a guy whose dick just slipped out of a fly. Like it just always
on stage.
Girl, is that his
First
dick?
of all, the first time it happened, I was opening up a brand new night and I ripped my pants. I told you that. So my
Yes.
dick fell out on
It
stage.
fell out.
That happened. And then the
dick
one time,
falls out?
but then the other time when me and the girl was slow
mine, 'cause I'm
dancing.
short. Mine falls out all the time, doggy style, because I'm short.
No, to be honest, so one time me and the girl was slow
Okay.
dancing. I went through a time in the 90s where I didn't wear underwear. I used to go through some shit. And so I didn't wear underwear. Me and the girl was dancing
This
and I went to the
fucking guy.
bathroom and I didn't zip my pants
Yeah,
up.
you told us this
We
story.
told
Yeah, so that's what I'm
Yep.
saying.
You know
So
what that means?
yeah.
The second
Well,
time you heard the
I'm
story on
breaking
the
it
show.
down. So when you said, well, my dick came out, didn't you just ask?
No, you said something.
You said it came out
in
again.
the store. You said it again.
Another
It was in the
different
store
time.
when Nancy.
Can we just edit this show?
Yeah,
I need a
edit
couple
it.
things taken out
Hold on.
already.
Yeah, I know, right?
Seriously. Like, yeah. I'm gonna,
So I was in.
Can't tell you
And she
motherfucking
watches
nothing.
the
I was
show
in
too. I'm sorry.
Barney's.
She does.
I was in Barney's.
I'm gonna need y'all to chill.
yeah.
It's breaking
And,
news shit.
I
break
had to
any
use the
news.
bathroom. So I was in the store for a while. I
You're
said,
still talking.
So I told him, I said, listen, I'm not using the public bathroom. I'm gonna use the bathroom y'all use. So I go to the bathroom
it's
and
such a long
I didn't
story.
lock the door.
Jesus Christ.
And some lady walked in when I was pissing and she saw my thing and I was like, excuse me, ma'am.
Still
So
going.
all I did was tweet it. This girl saw my thing. I make the world happy, which is obviously a joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I get in trouble like a mug.
What kind of narcissistic shit is? Why are you taping a show and watching
Is he taping
Another
the show?
episode
I was trying to
of our
find
show.
something.
What is
trying
kind
to
of
watch-
narcissism?
'cause I'm
You
trying to
watching
find
an old
it somewhere
episode,
so I
I'm
can
doing a
show
new
y'all.
episode. What kind of narcissism
What are you
shit
trying
is
to
that?
show? What are you trying to show?
Like,
You
he's-
watching past episodes
Yeah,
of Unstable?
right,
We
we're doing
appreciate
a
the
new
clicks.
episode.
So I can show y'all. Never mind.
That's why your story is 25 minutes long.
Exactly.
You ain't focused.
Wow.
You're not focused,
Wow.
Steve.
Y'all niggas.
Steve, don't get Steve mad. Steve told me another story about being on stage and getting upset because somebody didn't laugh at his jokes, though. I mean, Steve tells some of the greatest stories in the world,
Shit,
man.
he should have been a lot of fights then.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
You should have had more fights than me. That
Shit.
Steve, when you're on stage, do you tell a lot of jokes about your woman
Of course.
with her right there?
Yeah, just this past weekend. She knows she cool with it. It pays the bills. She cool with
So
it.
she's okay. Was she
Yeah.
ever mad? Was she ever like?
She got mad at, well, you fuck it, because everybody knows now. She got mad at one of the jokes that I said about, one thing that we do in bed.
Deportation?
Yeah, so, and it was something we
He
do in the
said
bed.
deportation.
So,
A deportation?
yeah. No. So after
Anal?
no, I'm not going to tell you.
The
but after-
squirting?
I'm not, I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway,
gangbang?
we
Being
discussed
being
it.
Korean and making Nikes in a sweatshop.
This is really taking a turn here. So yeah, but she don't
Covering
get mad. She
herself
don't
in
get
General
mad.
Towels chicken
No, she
and
don't
let
get
you lick
mad
it off?
anymore.
Oh, God.
How did we turn to
Fucking
me?
your
What the
crew?
fuck is going on?
I'm just glad it's on you and not me. Thank you.
Oh, there's plenty of time left for you.
There's a lot of time left. No.
So how's your little new boo going, Mike?
Your little new
I
boo.
don't know what you're talking about.
Who are you bringing? Are you bringing anyone tonight?
No, I'm coming by myself.
I
Why would
bet
do
you
that?
are.
Why would I do that?
I bet you are.
You bet I'm bringing somebody to your
No,
party?
no. I bet you are coming single.
Let me tell you. Mike is a little bit bougie, so the women at this spot, which the type of women I love, Mike.
No,
wait a minute.
no. He'll be fishing at my table though. At my table.
At your table. Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
You got,
Mike,
I like the women
he
at
like
Sephora.
hood bitches.
I love it, man. I'm from the hood. What are you
You
talking
are
about?
not from the hood.
Wait a minute.
Not from
I
the
am.
hood, Mike.
Wait a minute.
You
I'm from the
Bessemer, nigga. Is it Bessemer?
Nigga, Bessemer. That's the
Bessemer.
hood. I was born in New
That's-
York and I was
no.
raised
That's
in
the
Alabama,
plantation,
man.
nigga.
First, no.
Okay, well, I grew up without shit. I didn't have shit. I guarantee I was
That
more
don't mean
poor
that's
than
the
you were.
hood. Just because you grew up poor, don't
Nigga,
mean that's
I grew up
the hood.
around
But that wasn't hood.
drive-bys.
You're more like white trash than hood. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like white trash.
Not the fucking hood.
I cannot see you on
Can I tell you?
All y'all have mamas and daddies. I can't.
Wait a minute. Have you ever had a gun put in your chest and robbed?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
I had a gun
Have you ever been in 2 drive-bys?
We ain't talking about you been in the Navy, so you've been around guns.
First
a lot.
of all,
I'm talking
I had-
about
Yeah, you can't
before.
talk about this shit with Osama bin Laden. That don't count.
Before all of this.
I had to put crack in my shirt one time because we ride around in a Toyota Corolla. We got pulled over by the cops. They called us monkeys. I had to put the crack in my bra.
Same place you put the same place.
Right there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Claudia is a
I've been
nigga.
in stolen
Goddamn.
cars.
It
I've
was a
done
long
all
time
that
ago.
stuff. So yeah,
Long time ago, I
So
changed.
are
I
you
got a
bragging?
pass.
Is that
No,
is that a
I'm
badge of
not
honor?
bragging. I'm
Okay,
not.
'cause sound you bragging.
It's not like it's
Right, 'cause the
not a
kids
badge
watch our
honor.
show.
You know.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm writing a
Fuck
book
the
called
kids.
Open Mic. I'm telling all that stuff.
I said, fuck the kids.
Not his kids.
You said the kids, right? Or your kids? Did you say shit?
Can you put some crickets there?
Yeah, fuck the kids. crickets.
He said kids are watching the show.
He said,
I
"Fuck
said,
the kids."
Okay, he didn't say your kids.
No.
Kids in general, okay. Because
He said,
I don't really,
Fuck the
I don't really
kids.
rock with them either.
Again, God damn it.
Real quick, I was at a store the other day, and I was on the phone with one of my friends, and this child was just interrupting my phone call,
White kid.
screaming the whole time. I'm like, oh my God,
White or
shut
black?
up.
Right.
interrupting your hitting you,
No,
interrupting
just talking near me.
Oh, you just couldn't hear.
Screaming. Like,
Oh,
why,
so
is,
interrupt.
why are you screaming? You live in Playa Vista. Your mother's paying
Why
for everything.
are you screaming because you live in Platteville?
You live in a great neighborhood.
You're entitled.
There's hummingbirds outside.
Don't tell people the neighborhood you live in.
Well, that was a CVS I was going to. I was buying a car for somebody over there.
Okay.
So I don't live there. I actually live on Slauson and
Yeah, there you
right.
go.
Over here.
I gotta
in
keep that.
Fairfax.
That's where
Over
we
here.
started.
Oh yeah,
off.
over
Yep.
here, yeah, right by Mike's.
You live in a jungle.
Right by the liquor library.
Anyways,
Claudia and our neighbors.
the kids like,
I live in the hood too.
oh, it's so annoying. Like when I heard that, I was like, ugh, like who would want this?
Keep swallowing them.
I don't swallow. I don't swallow kids.
At 45, you don't?
It's not necessary. I'm beautiful. I don't have to do it.
So that's why your face
I
is so
hate
smooth,
women.
huh?
I hate
I don't have to listen. I don't have to do anything. I can just lay there.
That's why your face and your chest is so smooth,
The
huh?
comments.
It's like-
No, I don't. No, don't even get a drop on me. Just like
What?
You
keep it to
can
yourself.
never hang with Carly again.
Wait a minute.
Keep
She's
it
like,
Hold on.
Keep it to yourself.
Hold on. I'm not gonna-
Look,
I'm not gonna
when
answer
you're
that
pretty,
question.
you don't have to do shit.
Really?
I do, but you don't have to. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
The comments right now.
All the ugly bitches, fuck you, Claudia.
Well, no, and I'm glad because they just keeps your game tight.
you've gotten it in your hair though. Have you ever gotten it in your hair?
Absolutely not.
Never. Well,
Look how beautiful my hair. Like, no.
That's because
That's
that's because the guys are older and they don't shoot like that anymore. I know mine don't. Mine don't shoot out like it used to do. Mine just dribble out like
it's just a suggestion.
Like
now.
lava. Yeah.
like lava. It's just
That's
got
true.
like
you said, melted
it
ice
just
cream.
spills over. It just,
Because I used to always date younger, and it's just
when I was in my 20s, my shit like peer, like I was super soaker. Pew, pew. Now it's just lazy like damn, nigga, why you waking me up, man? Let me climb up out this motherfucker, see who out here.
When you were celibate, the first time you nutted after that, what was that
Me
like?
or her?
Yeah, you.
Me?
You were
That shit was like a tsunami.
a tsunami.
That shit came out like motherfucking like a whew.
So
Like, you know how somebody spit like they spit out.
we
Came out
had
like
a
that.
rundown for the show, but instead of the rundown, the topics we were going to get to, like the politics and like current events,
Well, I
we're just
got
going to
the
talk
one.
about how
Donald Trump and all that shit.
my co-host Jism doesn't shoot out anymore. It just kind of just
It fizzles out.
fizzles
That's
out.
why we're unstable. You
That's
never
for
know
my
where we're gonna
birthday
go.
show.
Yeah.
It's Claudia Jordan's birthday and Old Dicks.
Old dicks.
Old
I'm
dicks.
playing.
Well, you work with 3 old dicks, though.
Old dicks, ain't nothing wrong with old dicks.
Yeah.
They're still working. They're still working.
Oh my God! For the people that are just joining me in my life for the first time, I'm sorry. I apologize. I
There's-
think that was to be some deep shit.
There's nothing to apologize
Yeah.
about.
Right.
We're unstable.
We're unstable all the
very
time.
unstable. Yeah.
Do you guys have a question on the live? Hit me on the live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's all go live then. Fuck it then.
No, I don't want to.
Speaking of old dicks
Mm-hmm.
and working
Oh shit.
or not working, it's coffee shop.
Hey, you hear about the that Packers wide receiver at LAX?
Yeah.
Was there and he was
He made the joke.
He
yeah.
made a joke about like they was asking him if he had any firearms, anything like that, and he
Right.
turned to his girlfriend and said, "Did you remember to pack the explosives?" You remember
Right.
that? Did you ever hear that? He got put in jail for
Yeah,
that.
you
man.
can't do that.
I mean, but like that's what I'm
can't joke
saying.
around with
It's a
that.
joke, and I understand it's the FAA or whatever. But obviously, there are certain things that you know are jokes. Even as a comedian, you wouldn't.
They can't. You can't even. I was on a plane one time, and it was right after 9/11, and one of my boys, another comedian I knew, was sitting a couple of seats up to me, and I was just saying hey to him. I was like, "Hey, hi, Jack." And
Oh, you said.
Oh, shit.
Everybody look.
what?
I'm just saying hi to Jack.
You
I was
said hi, Jack.
said, hi, Jack. And
You
everybody
did
was
that
like-
on purpose, bro. Because there's no. You don't even say hi, Jack. You don't say hi. When is the last time you said hi to somebody? Hi,
Nigga, that's
hi,
hilarious.
Jack.
No,
that
but
didn't
they-
even sound right coming out of God's mouth. Hi, Jack.
Of course, I was being a little bit funny.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, that's my boy Jack. I'm saying hi to my boy Jack.
Okay.
And
They
They
were
don't play that shit at
They
all.
didn't play that shit.
I made a joke about a bomb and they surrounded. They didn't arrest me, but they surrounded me because they was fucking with my bag. I said, "What the fuck? You act like I got a bomb?"
Well, you got a
And she gonna
Taliban
try
beard
to check
on,
I'm
me.
serious with that beard you got going on right now.
She
You
gonna
like
try
doing
to check
shit.
me like you
Yeah.
can't say that. I'm like, I'm just joking, but I ain't got no fucking bomb. And she said, "Say it. You can't say that." And then they surrounded me. I was like, "What?"
But
the
they
fuck?
tell you though, even there used to be a sign that says you cannot joke about having firearm
Yeah,
bombs and stuff like that. It's a sign, and since some niggas don't read
Well, good point.
because they got a
She gonna
GED.
search my shit because over some batteries and some quarters. Come on, man. What the fuck I look
I
like?
feel like you have way more wicked stuff in your suitcase. Like
No,
I
not
feel
at
like you would
all.
have some disturbing
Yeah.
things in your
Not at
suitcase.
all.
Yeah.
Man, after that story you told last week, man, about putting everything in somebody's vagina,
First of all, that was
Yeah.
different in sex.
broomsticks and
Yeah,
It
remote
was sex and it was in the
controls and
90s.
We had quite a reaction to that story.
coins. Yeah, we
did.
did. We got a lot of feedback
Like
on
people
that.
were
one.
like, Steve's
But
really
listen
a
here,
freak.
we got a special guest coming in, so we got to take a break and then come right back, though.
Is he here?
Is
Yes,
he
he's here.
Okay, all right, we'll do that. This is the Unstable Podcast. We'll be right back with a very special guest. Stick around.
We are back at the Unstable Podcast, episode 29.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Mike
Yeah.
Hill down there on
29.
my right,
Yep,
my
yep,
left,
yep,
your
yep,
right.
yep, yep,
Claudia
yep, yep.
Jordan, my man Steve Wilson,
In the back.
Yeah, in the
and
back.
special guest, comedian, writer, actor, star of his own podcast, Titus Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Titus.
And thank you.
What's
Well,
up,
and
man?
I directed a movie, so
And
if you're gonna
directed.
list my day, if you're gonna introduce me, introduce me.
Wait a minute. And our first Caucasian guest.
Yes! Are you kidding?
That's not
You're
true. That's
white?
not true. That's not
Who
true.
do we have?
Who did you have?
Gianno Caldwell.
Yeah, but I am way more Caucasian. I still win.
And you know what? No, because you're.
And you know he watch it every day.
I've seen your
I
Twitter
don't give a fuck
feed
about
because
him.
you're nothing like a Republican. You hate Donald Trump just as much as any
Man,
black
I
person
just-
on the face of this earth.
Oh man, this
No, he
dude.
doesn't hate Donald Trump. He just hate bullshit.
Well, no,
Donald
he-
Trump
I just
can
want
be bullshit.
competence, man.
Yeah.
I told everybody, I give my Yakuza pinky right now for Mitt Romney. Just take the shit off right now, and Mitt Romney. I could, you know why? Because we would survive Mitt Romney.
Yes.
We'd be like, we wouldn't be happy. We'd be like, these Mormons, damn. But after a couple years, we'd be like, hey, we got through that. All right, we may not make make it. We may not make it.
How amazing does he make John McCain and Mitt Romney
Right.
and like basically even like any
W, like, man, W was classy.
Bush
Wasn't
was
W,
good. Don't
he
you
was
miss Bush?
smart as shit too.
Let me
W
tell you
was, man.
something. Let me tell you something. I've been knowing Christopher for a long time. Been a fan for a long time. When he had his sitcom on, it was on
Fox.
UPN, was
Yeah, Fox. Yeah.
Fox
Till I
on
pissed
Fox.
off the network president. Yeah.
Right.
that happens.
He got to tell
Don't
that story.
take the comedian to the meeting. That's all I'm saying.
I saw
Don't take the
him a
comedian.
year ago live for the first time in a long time, man, and he had a brand new hour of material on papers, working that shit out, the Cincinnati Funny Bone and Liberty Funny
Yeah,
Bone.
Amerigeddon. It's a new show, Amerigeddon. It's like I got tired of us
Incredible.
bitching at each other about, I can't believe that we were fighting each other over these idiots. Like half of us wanted this arrogant pantsuit wearing robot. I call her she 3PO.
Oh my God.
and let me ask you something. Why was Hillary wearing those square jackets? Was she running as Lego Hillary?
Oh my God.
Damn. And then the other half wanted this arrogant, orange, delusional rodeo clown, and that's why we're pissed at each other. Like we get a new idiot in 4 years, but you're gonna need your family to wipe you in 20. Why are we upset with each other over these idiots?
And you got it. The name of your podcast is
Titus Podcast,
And you've
yeah.
done how many episodes already?
330 something.
Damn.
I do a thing. I write a bit every week called the Armageddon Update, where I go over the news. But back to the election. It's crazy to me that we didn't want a vagina in the White House, so we voted for the other side of the taint. That's crazy.
Wow. Wow.
I think Claudia just fell in love with
That's, by the way,
hilarious.
that's one of the jokes from the show.
I like
Listen,
that.
I will tell you this. I think that's the first time Claudia fell in love with a white boy. As soon as you said that.
Let's not go that far.
Well, you're halfway.
I am half. I'm a halfy.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, she been stepped on. She cut with something.
Okay. Do you think, as much as I know you're not a fan of Hillary Clinton, right?
No. I'm like, look, here's the thing.
But do you think she was
Confidence-
unfairly like she was really villainized? Don't you think?
Oh, they said that 70% of the fake news that was on Facebook got retweeted more than 70% more than any of the true news. Yeah, she was. We had someone that was totally competent. Again,
Absolutely.
Hillary. I have my cousin's a Navy SEAL, and he's EOD. He's EOD, which means explosive ordnance disposal. He defuses bombs.
Wow,
and
like
checks
that
out-
movie. Hurt
in
Locker?
fact, he was. Yeah, that's what he does. That's exactly what he does. And he was actually Kenton Stacey, the dude that Trump talked about in the State of the Union. Kenton Stacey was his team leader. But my just to be honest about Hillary, my cousin was on the tour with on campaign and stuff and clearing hotels. And she's not a nice human, man. She's not. She's not.
I've
nice.
heard that.
But
I've
I
heard
don't.
that.
But I don't care. If she's competent, I don't care. I don't gotta hang out with her just to make sure that we don't get blown up by some fuckers.
It was
That's
the
all.
lesser of two evils, right?
And in
Yeah.
my act, I tell the story that what disappointed me the most about the last election was this country is more sexist than it is racist.
Yeah.
Because and this tell you how sexist this country is. Black men had the right to vote before white women. We came from being slaves and being property and having tails to be able to vote, and white women still didn't have the right to vote. A black man became president before a white woman.
They couldn't even own land.
Couldn't even own land.
They couldn't even own land.
But
Women
white,
couldn't even own land.
so this is how your men feel about you, white women.
But that's why they don't care about all this extramarital affairs with Trump right now.
Exactly.
They don't care. They don't
They
care.
don't
They're still
care
going to
about
vote
the
for
white
him.
Give a damn no matter what he do.
yeah.
He said
That's
it
right.
as a
No,
joke.
here's what pisses me off. If Obama did 2%
Yes.
of what this man has done,
Right.
he would be swinging on the White House lawn. It
Yeah.
really pisses me off. And they're hit. And here's the thing. And not even to be. I don't like hypocrites more than anything, because I'm the first person to call. If you could prove to me that Donald Trump was a good dude and he actually got it done, I'd be like, you know what, I don't like the guy.
Well, she knows him personally.
She knows Donald
We
Trump
used,
personally.
we used to be really good friends. I used to be one of the models on Deal and No Deal like 10 years ago, and I met him.
You were friends.
And they were
No,
selling.
I
She's
did a
a celebrity
quotation
apprentice
mark,
twice.
yeah.
And I did a Celebrity Apprentice, and then he put me on All Stars.
Right.
He hired me to host the Miss Universe pageant. He actually gave me a lot of opportunities business-wise.
Right.
He never gave me anything. He never even gave me $1, nothing like that. But I worked for him.
But he took
Did he
credit for
walk
your
in while
career.
you were changing?
What happened?
Did he walk in while you were changing?
You know what?
I'm just
happened
one
to
of the
walk in.
judges. Make sure no rules are being broken.
I will say about him, he would shoot his shot in a certain way, but he never went crazy. He didn't
Right.
grab me like that. He did try to kiss me one time. Actually twice, and I had to
That
remind
is
him.
kind of crazy.
I
But
reminded
Billionaire
him.
takes that down a tad, doesn't it?
What happened?
Because any other man, if I just reached out and grabbed you to try to kiss you, you wouldn't be like, well, he didn't do anything bad. Well, I tried to catch him one time.
Well-
But Billionaire helps a lot with that, doesn't it? Billionaire takes the rough edges off that.
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
For me, it was more he gets you away from the rest of the crowd. So when you're alone,
Ooh.
it's what do we do?
It's like a hyena, man.
Like,
Just
like you
lit him
can-
off.
like people
Yep.
say
Yep.
what they would
When
do.
you're
You
a
guys,
billionaire, you can grab him by the pussy.
he
can do
can't grab
everything.
shit. He couldn't grab any part of me. He didn't do that. But the thing is, I mean, I know we're joking and everything, but like when they get you away from the pack, like how animals do,
That's
cheetahs
what I'm saying,
do,
hyena. Yeah.
they get you when you're by yourself, and then you do react differently than you would if you were
Divide and
around
conquer.
people. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit, I realize where I am right now. I'm like kind of backed up. I'm away from the rest of the crew.
And what
Do you
did
know
he tell you?
what's-
What did he tell you about black men?
He told me not to waste my time with black men.
'Cause
He
they
said
don't
that
make
black men.
Really? Donald Trump's a racist? Come on.
I
There's been no evidence at all to point to that.
He told me they have no money. I said, so every single one. So everyone's just
Except for Russell Simmons. And let me just go down the list. Can I just start
Oh, yeah.
there? Wow. Are you serious? He said that to you?
Yeah.
Really good
Great.
people.
You know,
I said, you
didn't
might not
think-
want to say that around any other people. Like
My wife's gonna flip out because when I tell her that, I cannot believe that you've made me hate him more. How can he cut you off from the turn? He cut you out of the pack, took you to an area where there was probably bones and shit lying around of other women that he had dealt with, and then
should
he was
animate
like,
this.
"Hey, don't date black men."
And one of his friends was even worse. He had a billionaire friend named Stewie, and we were
Stewie.
Right.
my God, Donald!
Stewie, right?
Stewie.
So one of the girls on my show, well, on my team on Apprentice, like you have 2 teams, and you have to raise money. So
Right.
what you do is you try to you set it up before you have a task. Like, hey, if you know some rich people that are gonna be in town, you reach out to your connects. Hey, I might call you tomorrow. I might need you for a challenge, like a charity thing. So she wanted to go buy this dinner, and it was Donald's friend Stewie. So we got there. It was all white people and me, right?
That's a billionaire. No one in the world survives with the name
Stewie.
Stewie on the street.
Did he have on
Stewie
an
doesn't
ascot?
survive.
He looked like an ascot.
So listen, we get there, right? And I'm like, oh my God, someone said we're so tired and working. Someone said the term working like slaves. I don't know if it was me or the white girl. Soon as the word slave came up, Stewie stands up and goes, how about a round of applause for that Abraham Lincoln for freeing the slaves? Pointing to me. For freeing the slaves. And everybody at the table was like, what?
And your reaction was,
I checked the fuck out of him in the most like educated.
I'd be like, what you say, white nigga?
Yeah.
Wow.
He applauded
Wow.
and gave a toast to Abraham Lincoln for freeing the slaves.
wow,
That's
wow,
the people in a circle.
wow.
And by the way, the weakest game to hit on women too. That's some weak game to just stand up. That's hot women, and you're like, oh yeah, Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, you said slave. That's weak.
That's shooting a shot right there.
Yeah,
Let's put him to the
wow.
side, man. You know, hey, some
Stewie.
really good people on both sides, though. That's what he's saying.
No,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Really good
like
people
those
on-
Charlottesville Nazis.
I was just saying. You
By
know,
the way, that was a ragtag ass group of Nazis, man. That was that was not the varsity in Charlottesville, man.
JV?
I have never been offended for Nazis before. I was like, these guys need a seminar.
Is this the best you could do?
exactly.
So you really went to Home Depot. Hey guys, let's get some TV torches. Let's go intimidate the blacks.
Hitler is turning over in his grave when he saw that.
Hilarious.
Hitler's like,
that is not what I meant at all.
tiki torches.
What, how about
Tiki torches.
khaki polo shirt Nazis? What are they? Best Buy employees on the way home got lost in the park? Just give me a torch. What are we doing?
Hilarious. I want to hear that story about the Fox. You pissed off the Fox president. What happened?
Had a meeting. Had him a TV show. I was a writer on it. I was a head writer on it. I was executive producer on it, and I started in it, and it was doing really well. I got a Writers Guild nomination, and Fox had 3 presidents in 3 years. And the thing is, like, I was tired of. Because what happened is every time a new president comes in, they want to pee on it. They want to put their scent on it. So the show's killing it. Show's doing well.
so
So
true.
we have this meeting, and here's my mistake. One-on-one, I could have had this conversation. What I did was I waited till it was 30 people in the room, and she goes, "I want you to change your show. I'd like you to have you and your girlfriend cheat on each other," which we did episode 4 2 years earlier. And I said, I looked at her and instead of saying, that's an interest. Here's what I've learned: diplomacy in show business. I didn't have that before. Yeah. Now I would have said, interesting. Well, think about that. That's a possible good idea. Instead, I went, do you even watch the show? Because let me explain to you how it works. And then I continued to explain it to her like she was a 4-year-old. And I thought at the end it was going to be like Gladiator. I thought people were going to stand up and just go, are you not entertained? And instead, people it got quiet, man. The thermostat lowered itself and like a tumbleweed blew through. I heard Clint Eastwood's voice. Wow, you really fucked up, didn't you? and literally, they stopped all promotion the next week.
Wow.
And then they moved us about a month after that, and the ratings went down, and then they came back up. No promo, and they came back up. So then they moved us like Sunday morning at 3 a.m. and that was the death knell of it. But we did 54 episodes.
The father on the show, what was his name again?
Stacey Keach.
Stacey Keach.
Stacey,
He was
best of the best.
great. Have you ever seen his stand up, man, when he talks about his father? Like, you inspired me when I first started doing. I have been doing stand up about maybe 15 years, and we worked together at Columbus Funny Bone.
Right.
And I saw you talk about your family with so much honesty. I was like, you can actually do that?
Yeah.
And he used to talk about his father. Tell us a couple of things about your father.
My dad was a hard drinking man from this. We have no pictures of my dad where he's not holding a beer. I mean,
wow.
no
Where you
weddings,
from? Where you
funerals, parent teacher conference. From Northern California.
Okay.
Born and raised in Northern California. But
Parent teacher conference. Don't let that go by with a beer.
No, my parents' divorce settlement involved a bar tab. And my mom was mentally ill, so I started. But just so you know, man, for 12 years I did just lame ass comedy. I did like, you ever go to the shower and he's got two settings, Arctic and lava? I would just live as lame. And I tell the story because I started getting this thing in my head. I call it a tumor on my soul, where like I'd be on stage and I'd have these jokes coming in my head, like I had to say them. And I could see him coming, and I was just like, I don't want to say. And then I would say it again. And so I was going to quit. I was going to open a body shop. I'm a car guy, so I was going to open a body shop and quit comedy. And a guy that my agent at the time, Bruce Smith, who's Maria Bamford's agent, stuff, he took me aside. He said, listen, I don't know who that guy is on stage. He goes, and this is what I learned about, I think we had the honesty talk. I don't know who that dude, that BS bullshit talk guy, hey, ever shower? He goes, that happy guy you do on stage? He goes, I never met that guy. The guy I meet is an asshole, comes into my office, yells at me, and I said, they won't get it. So he said, this is when I take people serious. I was making this guy money, and he says, if you don't want to take my advice, then I don't want to work with you anymore. And I was like, oh, I was paying the money. If I'm paying you money and you're willing to cut that loose, then maybe there's something that I don't see. So I wrote this bit called We Need Comedy to Get Rid of Our Desire to Kill. Every comic walks on the stage and goes, hi, how you doing? Right? So what I would do is I wrote this where I walk on stage and I look at the audience and I just go, you people even know why you're here? Is it because you like paying $6 for a beer? Is that why? No, we're here tonight because comedy gets rid of our desire to kill. And I thought it was going to get me heckled really bad. Because at the end of it, it's this whole long story about the worst day you can have. And at the end of the bit, I'm stabbing my boss in the chest and screaming, I need a good laugh. And I did it here in LA, and I took a buddy from my acting class because I knew it was going to happen. I knew I was going to get my ass beat when I walked off stage. I knew because it was such an angry piece. And the audience, I got done with it, and the audience went nuts. They went nuts, and I was like, uh-oh. Now I'm 3 minutes in. It's the only piece of material I have like that. I've shown them the truth, and then I go, so my shower's got two settings, Arctic and lava. And this audience shut down, dude. They just went, and it was the moment I learned that the audience wants to hear the truth.
They want honesty.
No matter how ugly it is.
Yeah.
And I think we can all just go back to Pryor with that. Pryor was the first guy to really.
Lenny Bruce. But
Lenny got crazy. But Pryor, when Pryor was talking to his mom being a prostitute and stuff and growing up in a brothel, and that thing where he asked for money, the mob guy's got to pay him. And he's like, this fucking kid.
That joke, yeah.
You can tell that really happened. And what it does is the audience leans in. We can bullshit jokes, but when you're telling the truth, the audience leans in and they get sucked into your life. That's anyway.
I could tell your family was really fucked up, and that's what made me change mine because I started being honest. No, seriously, his family's really fucked up. So it made me be honest.
More fucked up than your family?
Yeah, he got me.
Yeah, my mom,
really?
My mom shot and killed her last husband.
Yeah, he got me.
I say last husband because you don't get another one after that.
Well, but he probably deserves it though.
They take you out of the husband wish book at that point.
Hold on a second. Let me tell you. We want to compare. See, my stepfather, the man who raised me,
right,
had his wife shot and killed on the steps of the church that his brother-in-law was the pastor of. Spent the last 9 years.
All right, I'm just saying. I come back. My mom shot this dude on Thanksgiving because he shot on Thanksgiving. So she wasn't thankful. The church thing, I think, wins. I would actually, I don't know.
I think I got you on that.
We need to go to the judge. I think you got it.
Yeah, I found out my father was a hitman. I found all that stuff.
He was a hitman?
Yeah, he was a hitman. So I'm just saying, but they say I didn't grow up in the hood. They say
I like that we're getting offended.
They didn't want to give me my street credibility. I'm just saying. They saying I was in the suburbs. I'm just saying, because I'm light skinned.
Tony Soprano didn't live in the hood either. He was a hitman. You know what I mean? Big Pussy didn't live in the hood.
But a hitman that practiced on family?
But I have been living in the suburbs a long period of time now, so I'm not, hood adjacent anymore. I'm not, I'm not too familiar with the hood as much.
Michael, I will say one of the coolest things I ever saw was, I don't know if you remember this, we was at the Columbus Funny Bone, and after his show was over, this lady said she felt bad for him, and she wrote you a check for $1,000.
What?
I don't know if you cashed it or not.
No, I gave it back to her.
For $1,000? For what? What did you do?
She said, your life is so fucked up. She wrote him a check.
Wow.
Yeah, money doesn't help. So now let him go buy some heroin and I'm going to kill myself. Lady, what are you doing? If you don't want to give someone that with fucked up money. Just get him a therapist.
I was like, I got to change my act. I went on and started writing dark shit.
Did you?
That's not why I did it, but yeah.
The thing for me is it's like people say it's dark. It's dark. It's not dark. It's just the truth. The new one I'm doing, Amerigeddon, I mean, I really go into like the country and how we're doing and how people like, I'm tired of this, of the dumb people in our country, the loud dumb people. I don't mean just, dumb is what I mean. Loud, arrogant people, not people that are trying to find out. People that are just like, you give them a fact and they're like, I don't believe that shit. Yeah, well, you know what? It's a fact. It doesn't really care what you believe. Where'd you get that fact? NASA. Yeah, a bunch of nerds and geeks and elites over NASA. That's because that's what stupid people do, by the way. Stupid people actually started, instead of just coming up, just because of your phone, you could just pick it up. It just hit a couple buttons and you can find out the truth. Instead of that, stupid people started coming up with insults to make fun of smart people. Nerd, geek, homeowner.
How about that? Homeowner.
Wow.
Well, we'd love to hear your opinion on some of our hot topics that we got.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We're going to get to them?
Yeah, we want to hear. Do Black Lives matter to you?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually tried to join Black Lives Matter. It was a long interview. And I would sit there and listen, and I would sit there and listen, and they would say, how do we stop being mad about slavery? I said, let's have a white sale. And I thought it would have got a much bigger laugh than that, but it didn't. It was Easter, so it was double funny.
Oh, wow. Hey, Stephen Clark, the guy in Sacramento, the guy that just got killed because he got shot at 20 times. How many times did the bullets hit him?
20 times in the back.
It was just AIDS.
No,
It was just 8.
Be honest. They shot at him 20 times.
They shot at him 20
he
times.
only got hit 8.
No, 8 in
and
the back.
6 was in the back.
Is it 8?
Only 6 were in the
6
back?
and then one on the side.
Yeah, one.
He could have lived.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what could have happened.
They almost were merciful with him.
Well, here's the thing. You darkies really have to learn.
Oh, man, my white guilt just tsunami'd up in me, man. That was horrible.
You darkies have to learn when you hear the sirens, just lay down,
Lay down.
fetal style, until they tell you what to do. All of this, my rights. Come on.
Yet the kid that shot 17 people at a school, they very nicely patted him down in the front yard of a neighbor.
Well, isn't that what you're supposed to do, though? I mean, seriously, that's right.
I mean, his
Claudia,
view.
isn't that?
Well, white kids have a lot of stress. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah,
go, you
we do.
know,
We
like
do.
we don't
We do. You're
understand
not
y'all
lying.
struggles. Like, I mean, just think about it.
The white struggle continues. It does, man.
Well, we covered this. We covered
seriously.
this a couple weeks ago. The fact that you don't have the same benefits as your forefathers did, like having slaves.
Very true.
You can't
I
just
mean,
go
my
rape.
God.
You just can't go rape a black woman like you used to be able to.
Not like
I mean,
used
you
to.
can, but you might
we
get some
can
bad press.
We can still get away with it.
You get away with it.
You can't grab them by the pussy, though, if you got a lot of celebrity, if you got a lot of money. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
Well, as long as you cut him out of the pack, like Trump did with you.
Exactly.
You got
And then
to
you've
cut
got
one out.
this, the Ethan Couch dude. They just let him out after 2 years. He's the one that drove drunk and plowed into 4 people and killed them.
Claudia,
They
what
let
don't
him
you
out.
get? He only killed 4 people. That's
And
it.
he
Well,
was
yeah.
rich, right? I mean, didn't he have a lot of privilege or whatever?
Affluenza.
I mean,
So
look, he had a
it's-
disease, right?
Yeah, because they said because he was rich, he didn't know like right and wrong. So he didn't
I
know
don't understand
that
why you don't get this. Why is this a
driving
story?
drunk-
Hey, I'm
Well,
from the suburbs. I get
he
it
said
myself.
that.
They let him out.
Listen,
This had irritated me. It's like that the guy, the drug guy. They just put him away. This Scarelli that bought the Wu-Tang album.
Oh yeah,
But-
yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
bought the Wu-Tang for what, $1 million?
And then wouldn't let anybody listen to it.
Oh, that's the guy who owns the drug, though.
Yeah, he
that
bought-
he won't
yeah, raise the price.
He bought
Yeah.
a drug that was like going for 11 cents, and then you raised the price to $700 a pill or something like that. Yeah.
I hope he gets gang raped in prison.
Oh, he's
man.
gonna get-
Seriously,
oh,
I mean,
yeah,
like with
he's
the
gonna-
biggest penis that anybody
Hey,
can find.
hey,
like,
Exactly.
3 at a
Exactly.
time.
There should be
seriously,
a
man, like,
competition. I agree.
gosh, man, and then put like
this
6
took
in
a
his
turn.
mouth.
Hey,
I'm serious. I have no love for that dude
So
right
much
there, man.
hostility.
No.
Yeah, I really hope so. I hope that happens to him,
Okay,
man.
where are we going now?
They should just call it. Let's call it Scarellian.
No, we
We're
were
gonna
talking about the
Scarelli
Stephen
this dude.
Clark situation because Stephen Clark, because his brother, what's this, Devontae?
Yeah.
Is that his brother? You could tell Devontae is a little bit off. Can you tell just a little bit off?
I mean, yeah, I saw
Now-
the Don Lemon interview. He was just out of control.
Say his name, Claudia. Say his name.
Stavante.
No, he was saying on the Don Lemon interview.
Huh?
When he interrupted the Sacramento City Council meeting, jumped up on.
That's the thing
Yeah,
I was doing,
that
walking
was-
around.
Yeah, and then he's seen out showing off money. Now people are saying that maybe he's taking some of the money that people were sending in as donations
Oh, Lord.
and going out and spending it on them. Now,
What are the donations for though? They are for flossing on the gram. aren't they? Like,
I
what
will
else
say
they-
that.
I mean, no, they were trying to do it because they wanted to give it back to the community. They're just trying to be helping out
the community.
Yeah.
Why would you?
But help out, maybe put the
community
young,
has money.
put Stephen in the
you
ground.
darkies need to pull up your own bootstraps. I don't know why we're always sitting here looking out for it. I'm about to get tired of this. If you
I've
don't
never
start
been-
pulling up your own bootstraps.
I've never been more comfortable in an interview in my life. Just so you guys know, I feel at ease and nothing's wrong.
How do you
great.
feel about that, Mike?
No, I just believe that like if they send money in for Stephen Clark, they should send it and do it the right way for Black Lives Matters, people that are in danger right now. I see where you're coming from, and you're thinking that maybe guys can go out there and floss and spend it on Gucci, because I see you got your Gucci purse here.
Wow.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Whenever there's some kind of trauma, like the best way to fix the trauma is to like just do dumb shit, like spend a lot of money. Like you have to go shopping first, you have to pop bottles, you have to get strippers. Like that's how you. That's
So
how you
After the
money
World
that
Trade Center fell, I bought 3 prostitutes.
Yeah, no, Louboutin has healed my wife.
It has. I think we were sending in money like when Granny died a couple of weeks ago. You know, if I sent you some money or whatever, then you could have done anything you wanted to. But if you were,
But you didn't.
Wow.
because you didn't give me an
But you didn't
address.
give me anything.
You didn't send nothing, you cheap
You know where, when I make lasagna, you know where I live. Okay.
Now I have a question. When his brother jumped up on the counter and was whatever he was doing, jumped up on it, it didn't seem to me as the best protest for his brother. Did you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It didn't seem to me as if.
I felt a little when I saw it. I was like,
Yeah, it's a little odd.
I
It's a
felt the
little bit
way
off.
white people felt when Tom Cruise jumped on Oprah's couch.
Hey, that's
Like-
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting it out.
Yeah.
Like, I understood.
We all
That
went,
moment.
no.
Not right now, not right now.
yeah, I was embarrassed.
It's a little bit odd. I told
was
you he's a little bit
embarrassed.
off. He's not there. You can tell by the Don Lemon interview. He's not all there. He's not
Yeah.
completely.
Well, I'm not gonna say he's not all there. He
No,
just had, his
he's-
brother just got murdered.
No,
So he might be a little.
Does that make you
bro.
crazy,
He
though?
look crazy. He's a little off. I'm sorry, bro.
That makes you angry. I
I'm
get
sorry.
it makes you
no,
angry.
No disrespect, but he's a little bit off. I mean, we all know somebody like that in the neighborhood. Somebody likes Devontae. Just a little bit.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
they
Okay.
call him touch.
There's a dude.
So
No,
our
named-
producer's telling us that he is now admitting I need to be away from the fake love. Stephen Clark's brother seeks mental health. So at least he's seeking help.
Exactly.
Oh,
so that's what I'm
wow.
saying.
Oh,
You
shit.
called
So
it,
he-
man.
Here's the thing
folks.
about us is in the black community. A lot of times, like we don't go and get diagnosed. They just say, "Hey, he's a little touchy." You know, he's been. You know, that's how black people, old black people,
Because don't we all have a
diagnose.
retarded?
just stay
Do
in the
we all
back
have a
room.
retarded? Do we all have a retarded?
You guys don't have 2 therapists?
No.
Wait. Seriously?
Well, I do now because
have-
you know I live in a certain neighborhood.
Okay,
and
listen,
I'm-
white boy. Let me just school you real quick. Since I'm half, I can talk to you like that.
Okay, thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
so
This
you
is her
white-
white side.
Yeah,
talking to you.
she's been the thin thread that connects us all.
Exactly. Just call me Barack Obama. So you white crackers, like you get like 2 therapists. You probably got a pony when you're 16. You got a car like at a decent age. Like you have to wait till you
I
know
didn't
who his
get.
father
I didn't get a
was?
pony. I got a Mustang. So I got both. Yeah, I
okay.
got a Mustang.
So you guys have therapy.
son of a
We have
bitch.
Mad Dog 2020.
Oh,
Okay, so we like drink our problems
MD
away.
2020.
Like
yeah.
you guys have.
See, my dad played it the way you guys did. My dad just drank. And,
You guys have veterinarians for your pets. We just let them motherfucker go outside.
No,
and
no,
die.
you take him for a ride.
Oh, yeah.
We don't like. It's
You
just
take 'em for a
different.
ride.
It's a cultural
all right,
thing here.
all right. I like that I'm getting schooled.
Hey, and who went to the vet? I mean, talking about like you guys went to the grocery store and bought them dog food.
Just so
they
you
ate
know.
what we
You guys
ate.
buy vegan
I
dog
was
food
ready.
and all that
Look,
shit.
look, just so you know, I got a white trash black belt. You just you know, it's funny because it's so easy to generalize like that. But
I know,
like
you're not
my
that
dad,
kind of- you're not that
my
kind of
dad would
white.
have been if we took the dog. My dad, I just showed up one day and my dog was gone. Like I just showed up, like I had this beautiful dog and I just went up to the dog. He got lost and we never talked about it again.
So you're not the typical white boy. Like you're like rough times white boy.
I look the typical white boy. If anything, Richie Cunningham times 3. I get that, but
you're not.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say Richie
What's
Cunningham
a typical
times 3.
white? What's a typical
Just
white?
a
went-
very
he-
easy life. You've never been harassed by the police. No one's pointing a gun at you. None of that shit.
Well, that's just all white people, by the way. That's all. Just to be clear, that's all white people.
That's
Yeah.
not typical.
So okay, let me ask you this: when you see police, like when you see the red and white lights behind you, do you get nervous or are you like? Do you feel comfortable?
These officers are taking they're taking responsibility for the community and they're helping us out. That's what I see.
'Cause we
Gosh
get
darn it!
immediate-
Here's what I see. I see
Gosh
pull over and
darn
let
it.
these guys do their job. That's what I see.
That's how you feel.
I tell you what, I tour with comics. And I used to tell this whenever because I have some family that's hardcore right wing, and they would always talk about they would say some shit like, oh, you know, black people they're just always bitching about something. And I've been touring comedy. I've been doing comedy for 30 years, and I said and I toured with everybody and I told my uncle one day, I said, you know what, you know something? I've toured with all these black comics, and not a single white comic I know has a story about getting bounced off the hood of a police car.
Yeah.
But every black comic has multiple stories.
Even from a young age, even as a girl. When I
Right.
was 12. My
Yeah.
friend
And
was
my uncle said they should shut up then.
What?
Wow.
I'm working on him. I'm doing what I can with my Uncle Dennis.
Wow, they don't want to see it. They don't want to see
But
it.
that's true. But that's true. And it's weird. Chris Jones is a friend of mine. He runs Harvard Westlake. He's one of the deans at Harvard Westlake, and he man, every time they come over to the house, we'll be talking. We hang out a lot with them. And at Christmas, about 11:30, 11:15, goes to racism. You know, and Mahogany Thomas is a friend of mine. She actually trains. She's black. She trains. She's a parole officer and one of the heads of fire. She spoke at the White House twice. One of my good friends, Mahogany Thomas. And about 11:15, man, at every party we get some drink, and it just because of racism. And the stories are harrowing, and I have to be honest, I've never had one of them in my life.
Hey,
I've
man,
never.
it's tough being black, man. It's tough being out here, especially you got kids.
You should try being white on this show. That's what this. So I know this is reparations at this point, but I didn't mean I was going to take the heat.
So you know how we feel
Yeah,
every
I know
day of the week. Every day of the
Like
week.
since childhood.
Yes, that's just the way
Hey,
it
man,
is.
Yeah, it's messed up.
I fucking appreciate you taking the time to come out here and be with us. This was fucking awesome. I've always been a fan of yours,
Thanks, man.
for a long time. From just straight up stand up comedy. And your movie, a special.
Well, I did that bit on Whitey and I Apologize. I think that's what people judge. I did a bit called I'm Whitey and I Apologize, and it's this monster piece where I go through pretty much. I take responsibility for all racism from all races throughout history. And it's pretty funny, but that's what I do. Have you seen the bit I'm talking about?
I do not.
Oh, you never seen I'm Whitey and I Apologize? You
Can we play that now? We're gonna play it right now.
Okay.
Obviously, we'll add it in later. Fuck face. We can add it.
We're live right now, man.
Yeah.
We'll find the.
Steve.
We can't find the bit later. You act like you can't find. You ain't got to do it now. We can add it in later.
We'll do it later.
So what happens is, so here's what happened with the bit. So it's a bit at the end of the bit starts going, and I get the audience to scream, "I'm Whitey and I apologize." All the white people screaming it, and at the end, I go, "Give it to me one more time. I'm Whitey and I apologize." And I go, so everybody, to all you people that aren't white, please accept our apology, because do you see how fast we get organized?
Oh shit! Hilarious. Damn. All right. Hey, well, guy left. I don't know where he just
He had
wrote
a-
it.
he had a-
He had a
He
meeting.
take a phone call.
He had a meeting with his agent, his managers.
He ain't that dark that he just blended in with the back of the wall. I mean, so sometimes he can do that. But
that's very
We-
disrespectful.
Can I talk about a movie real quick?
Yeah, yeah, go
There's a
ahead,
movie.
yes.
I did a movie. I raised the money. It's called Special Unit. Due to the Fairness and Disabilities Act, the LAPD has to hire 4 handicapped undercover detectives, and I play Nick Nolte's mugshot. I play the worst cop in LA, and it's getting all 5-star reviews. It's on Google Play, Amazon, and Apple TV.
We'll put all of that right there
and we
and
use
the
real
trailer.
disabled actors.
And you can run a coffee shop too
Bill-
if you wanted to,
Bill-
because they got coffee shop disabled people in coffee shops right now. I mean,
Nice segue.
no, I heard about that. Somebody put that story out there. Since you put it out
Nice
there, why don't you
segue.
bring it up, Steve? You
No,
know?
I didn't put that
Oh,
story.
you didn't bring it up? Okay.
Disability people in
it's
coffee
one.
shops?
Yeah, in Charleston, South Carolina, all the people who work in the coffee shop are disabled people. You know, so you've seen that before. I mean,
Wait, what?
Yeah, all the people who work in the coffee shop in South Carolina, it's called Biddy and Bo's Coffee in Charleston.
I'm just gonna excuse myself from the segment.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Listen.
Myself.
What?
Oh no.
I don't trust myself.
No, come
no.
on.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to see his trailer where there's a dude.
You got to see the movie, because the movie, what we did was, I didn't want to do a special movie. Somebody to say, I had a lot of friends who are disabled, and there's a bit I did called the word retard in one of my specials where I
I
changed.
just don't want to be mean right now.
I changed.
Please
it's
be
not even
mean.
being mean.
You were mean 2 weeks ago. Go ahead, do it. Be you.
But this is what the movie did. So all
You're
these other
older. You
movies,
say whatever you want to now.
all
Go
these
ahead.
movies with disabled people have tried to be special Hallmark movies, little special heroes and blah blah. I didn't do that. I made them
Not
the
at all.
harshest, most
Real
over the top
life, like-
screaming. Yeah, 'cause
Like,
you know
why
what?
people assume just because someone's handicapped that they're super nice? This asshole handicapped
Yes,
people,
they
and,
are.
you know what I mean? Like, and
Listen,
assholes
he
come in all
has a
shapes.
scene
Right.
with a dude in a wheelchair. He's supposed to be chasing somebody, but as he's talking, he's going, and he's breathing through the thing, going.
Yeah, dude, we dress him up like this cat burglar. I'm interviewing on the
Fucking
team, and he goes,
hilarious.
when the shit hits the fan, and we put a machine in, so it goes. And he goes, I can strap the shotgun to my wheelchair.
I was watching the trailer. I was like, yo, this dude is sick, man.
No, but those people. The thing is that the friends who are disabled, all they wanted was to be treated like real. And when they're actors, they're the special little hero. They're they just get dealt with. Okay, you want to talk about oppression? This is all I know about it. My buddy Mike's got CP, and he's got 3 jobs, and he's knurled up pretty bad. And there's a scene we put in the movie that happened to him and I. Part of the reason I wrote the movie, but there's 3 ways disabled people are treated. They're either made fun of as people walk past. They start making fun, which is why you backed away from the mic, because you got a dark heart, and I like that. But not so dark. You didn't do it.
and he knows Clark.
Yeah, you were like, you know what? I'm gonna back away because I know who I am.
I
At
know
least
I know my weaknesses.
You're self-aware. It's like, yeah, you know. Okay, so and then they get made fun of direct, or talked down to like they're 4-year-olds. How are you today? And I've seen that happen. Mike works for the government. He works for ICE. He actually is a public speaker in the stand-up comedian. You know how smart you got to be to stand-up comedian? And this dude in IHOP, and Mike, what Mike does is instead of getting mad, he cranks the retard up 1,000% and starts knocking stuff off the table, grabs his wife's boob. Like, it's crazy what he does. And then the third way,
he's married
which
too?
they hate. Yeah, he's married twice.
Wow.
And the third
Is she
way
disabled too?
How about that?
No, because I guess Mike's hung like a bear. I don't know what's going on. His
don't know how
penis
you know
doesn't
how
have
big
cerebral
bears
I went to
dicks
palsy.
are.
real quick. I went to my high school reunion, my 20 year. I was like, sorry, I interrupt your story
Yeah.
real quick, but it's kind of relevant. I was like, I'm about to shit on everybody. I'm going to sexy ass dress. I want to get off out of a helicopter. Like I was gonna just stunt on everybody from high school. And I get there, I'm single. I'm going through with my shit. Like
Right.
I feel like, damn, I should have someone at the time. But I'm like, at least I know I got my shit going on. Whatever. I get there. Everybody's in a relationship except me, this guy I think is gay, and there was the retarded guy
gay
that was
guy.
super creepy, the dandruff, you know what I mean? He had a
How'd he
fucking
look? How'd he look?
dandruff,
Oh, okay.
and he had a
want you
girlfriend,
to
a
see
wife.
And
He
you,
had a wife?
and you thought, man, I could be with
I was
Donald
like,
Trump
man,
right now.
a wife. And I was like, man, I'm sitting there looking at the DJ like, is he single?
Damn.
That's why she didn't want to talk.
I know.
So let me just shut
Oh,
the, I'm
you know
shut
you
up.
should-
But the last thing people do to disabled people is they ignore them like that. So like all
I
they
just
want,
keep-
but all they want is like all they want is to just go, hey, what's up? Like that's just say what like this dude in a wheelchair. I was in Westfield Mall, guys rolling, and I didn't see it coming because it was busy, and the whole crowd just parted, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And no one would look at this dude, and this dude rolls up, and he's got gloves on, he's looking down, like, and I said, how's it going, brother? And he looked up and he looked around, like, are you talking to me? And he went, hey, like real suspicious, like I was going to take his wallet or something. And that's all they want to be noticed, man.
That's
so
sad.
The movie's balls out funny though.
What's it called
Online,
again? What's it called again?
Special Unit.
Special Unit?
Yeah,
Wanna
I
see that.
guarantee you this. If you don't, it's on Amazon. It's an Amazon Video. It's on Apple iTunes and fuck. Yeah, and then Google
The
Play.
retard's rubbing off on you.
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah, it's a virus. You do catch it. You do
I'm
catch it.
sorry. See, I can't help it. Let me
Oh
just.
my
We'll
God.
put it all right there for
Yo,
you.
we'll-
though.
But I
We'll
also
hook it
did.
all up.
I also did a word on my YouTube channel called the word retard, where I changed the word retard because these people have to work really hard. Like if you succeed, like as a white man, if I succeed, that's what they expect.
I'm expected to be president or
Seriously,
CEO
isn't
or-
it bullshit? It's but if you, what did they say about Obama? Oh, that's our first black president. That was like the first thing people said. Same with disabled people. Disabled people get this thing. I'm not saying black people are disabled. That's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying.
You can put that right up
But
on
you
the
know what I
screen.
mean?
Breaking news. He said black people are disabled.
But I'm just saying that they hate that term disabled. How come they can't just be that? You know, it's like it'd be like if everybody came into a room and said, "Oh, it's Christopher Titus, white guy." You know, everybody. If the first thing they said about somebody was disabled, that's just their circumstance.
I couldn't imagine how.
And they go through it, by the way, and they succeed in spite of it.
That's true.
That's not retarded.
Yeah.
That's advanced. But if you're a grown man with all your facilities working and you're living under a bridge addicted to crystal meth, you're fucking retarded.
Right.
Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
You know,
That's the difference.
I couldn't imagine going through life and just being labeled by the first thing people see all the time and just,
Right.
saying.
What-
I'm actually being sarcastic.
How are you labeled? How
No,
are
I'm
you-
saying that as black people, like we get that all the time.
Black people, okay,
Like
okay,
people were like,
okay.
"Oh, my black friend." Like
Yep,
people
yep,
say that like,
mhm,
since you're little. Like we went to class and like
They
the
didn't call
only
you
black
my
kid-
mixed friend? They didn't say that?
No, that started happening later on.
It's my mulatto buddy.
Right. In the 70s,
They don't say mulatto no more,
in the
do they?
70s and 80s, like it was a bigger, like if one drop, they didn't trip. Now we try to, like, we're so divided now. Oh, well, you're not real black, you're half and all that. No, I'm still black. But I'm just saying, I was just kind of being sarcastic of his point because.
Do you know it's weird that disabled people do that too? They pie off. They like, you can't just be like, there's all these different subsets.
Yeah.
So they
And-
can't just be disabled. No, I have one arm in this.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
do they look
whoa,
down
whoa.
on each other like
Yes.
paraplegic?
Yes, they do. Same with little people, man. The same thing. There's like dwarfs. And
Dwarfs
others.
versus midgets.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
It's the racism just keeps chopping up.
Yeah.
The midget niggas get it the worst. We gotta go, y'all.
Red haired too. Red haired, man. I can't stand red haired people.
We got to wrap things. Oh God, we got to wrap things up here. This has been another edition of the Unstable Podcast. Want to thank our guest,
Christopher
Christopher
Titus.
Guys,
Titus,
thank you
hanging
for
out.
having me on. I really appreciate it.
Make
Thank
sure
you so
check
much.
out
Awesome.
Special Unit and everything that you're involved in. Steve Wilson.
What up, y'all? Guy Toy had to leave. He's gone.
He's doing some things. And happy birthday once again to our very own Claudia Jordan.
Happy
45.
birthday.
45 years old.
45. Hey, usually at the end of the show, I don't know if you've ever
You
seen
do
it.
not look 45 years old at all.
you.
Nice job.
Well, black don't crack. You know how it is. So, here's the thing. At the end of the show, usually Claudia gets to say something.
He not gonna say
We're
it.
going to let you say it.
He ain't gonna
Just
say
say
it.
anything?
No, just
You get to say goodbye, then she'll
No,
say
let
it.
him say it.
No, he ain't gonna say
say
it.
not gonna say it.
We say goodbye. Go ahead. Say it.
She'll say,
He doesn't know. He watched the show.
Oh, you got to tell him what to say.
now.
Tell him to say.
We say goodbye, niggas, but I know you ain't.
I'm gonna say that. Sure, that's right. You're right. So this was just a trick. This was in the Titus was killed in a studio today. So I knew Guy Torrey. That's why he left too, because he sucked me into this, and now I'm supposed to say that. This is I'm out. This is bullshit. Back it up, people. I'm getting out of here alive.
And go.
Bye, niggas.